You're always afraid to take the first step because all you see is every negative thing 10 miles down the road. But you can do anything you want. You are bound by nothing.
Hey guys, so Dax posted new videos, I think two this week. One is a vlog and one is a top-down analysis video. And as you guys know, I am a big fan, like a super fan of his, right? So today I'm going to go through his videos. The one he did about top-down analysis, I tried watching that, but the day I was watching it, which was the day he posted it, like I was on the video like 10 minutes after he posted it. I was sleeping in one eye and watching one eye, so I didn't really get to understand. So I want to rewatch it today, which I'm going to rewatch with you guys. And I want to do a lot of things today. I want to journal, I want to pen down, because these are things I haven't done. Pen down where I'm seeing myself in the next 1 year, things I want, all of that. I want to script, I want to visualize, I want to resume my manifestation journey again, because I used to do that very well, but I stopped for a while now. And trust me, it works, guys, because it really did work for me. So I'm resuming with that. But that being set aside, I just want to go get something now. Then once I'm back and once I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, I'm going straight to Dax videos, and I want to start watching all his videos afresh. Like, I want to learn and unlearn a lot of things. Like, I feel there's been a lot of noise on my head lately because, you know, when you scroll on the internet, you are seeing a lot of videos concerning Forex, and you know, once the algorithm knows that this is what you like watching, they keep on bringing a lot of it to you. So, and you know, as someone that is into it, you'll be forced to stay, forced to watch, and you know, when you're watching, you are picking up some new things. So I feel there's a lot of noise on my head lately, and this noise has been confusing me. So I need to unlearn a lot and relearn, and this noise has really affected me, right? So this morning, since yesterday, right? Yes, yesterday, day before yesterday, I started rewatching the Trading Geek video. Though I have watched Trading Geek videos before, with this rewatching, I learned something new. You know, sometimes when you watch a video, you might not really learn something, like you might not really learn everything you want to learn at that time, but when you rewatch it, you know, like there are some things I didn't pick, so there are new things I've picked from his videos. Okay, so now I want to rewatch Dax videos again and still watch the one he posted recently, and then pen down some things, jot and all of that. So as I said, I want to filter out all the noise in my head and focus on what's important, which is the Trading Geek and Dax. And these two people kind of, you know, the Trading Geek is more of supply and demand, Dax is more of liquidity, POI, structure. Trading Geek too does structure, flip zones. But you know, when you watch these two people, it's not left for you to combine and know what you want to do with what you learn. So I'm very comfortable with these two people. And there's one new person, right? There's one new person that I started watching, not like I've already watched, I've just come across a few of his videos, but I'm going to have time for his videos much later when I'm done with this Dax video. So his name is it Abiola? I'm going to look for his name and put it on this video, right? But the funny thing is that he's not on YouTube. That's the painful thing. He's just on Instagram and TikTok, where he shares some of his strategies, and his strategy is more of a accumulation, manipulation and distribution, which he calls 1, 2, 3 ABC. So that's a strategy. So it's very good. Well, his own strategy is more of an SMC strategy. I have known about that before, but the way he explained it in one of his short clips made me understand it. Like, it was very easy to understand. So yeah, I think I have said too much already. Let me go and get started and start doing things I have to do. Hope you enjoy watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe, turn on post notifications. So let's go, guys.
You're always afraid to take the first step because all you see is every negative thing 10 miles down the road. But you can do anything you want. You are bound by nothing. What are you passionate about? What do you want?
It's not a bad thing to be unique. It's not a bad thing to be different. It's not a bad thing to be comfortable with yourself, regardless of what everybody else around you is doing.
You are a phenomenon. You are unique. Your DNA has never occurred in the history of the universe. It will never occur in the future. You are one of a kind. So that is your source of power. To waste that is just the worst thing you can do in your life. And what the power is finding that uniqueness.
Anything in life that you put your mind to, you can do. The world is your oyster. That's all I tell people. It's this and it's heaven. While you're on earth, you got to take advantage of this. And that doesn't mean for everybody to be a rapper, for everybody to be a producer. Do what you do to the fullest and live your life.
Find something. Find a thing that you genuinely enjoy, because getting good at things you genuinely enjoy is extremely beneficial for young people. Everybody thinks they're a loser. Every young person thinks they're a loser. At least a young person in the situation I was at. I didn't know I wasn't a loser until I started winning.
They say, well, I don't know what to do. It's like, that's okay. Nobody does. Go do something. Do the best thing that you can think of. Put the best plan you have into practice. It's not going to be perfect, and it will change along the way. But it will change partly because you become disciplined pursuing the path. And as you become disciplined, you become wiser. And as you become wiser, you become able to formulate better and better plans.
You are going to have to jump. You cannot just exist in this life. You have got to try to live. If you are waking up thinking that there's got to be more to your life than it is, man, believe that it is.
I'm heading back now.
You're going to have to jump.
Everybody has that voice in their head that says, hey, could you really do this? If you really...
I literally slept off after taking the pap. I don't know what that woman added in the pap, right? And I slept for like 2 hours plus. I hate sleeping in the afternoon because it causes headache for me, especially when someone wakes me up, and someone woke me up. But then I am fine now, the headache has stopped. So I want to get started with Dax video, right? And I think I'll just start with the one he just posted. Since I've watched others, I'll watch the one he just posted with you guys. Then when I'm done with that, I will now personally restart the entire videos on his channel, from the #1 video he posted about analysis to this last one he just posted this week. So guys, let's get started. And yeah, I have my book here. I'll be penning down the things I told you guys I wanted to pen down, things I want, and things I'll be learning from this video. So hope you have fun watching this video. Let's go.
When you ask me like, why do you do it? It's because there's a possibility that you can, and that's enough. Like, I think I can do.
Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is another episode on the mentorship. Right, so this is down to top analysis, right? I know we're all familiar with top-down analysis, right? So this is different down-top analysis. And what does it do? And how the higher time frame to the lower time frame, right? That means you have to like check higher time frame, what's happening in higher time frame, then you go to lower time frame. And we all know for the weekly time frame, it takes one candlestick to print. It takes a week to print one candlestick. For the daily time frame, it takes one full day to print one candle. That's first. Right, then I would move on.
My internet aside again, as usual.
That's #1. #2, you verify it or validate. You validate the structural liquidity, the sweeps, and co. Right, then #3, where is it coming from? Where price is coming from. Candles come together to form this V shape, right? So it can't just be one candle or a week to draw liquidity. Now, how do you validate it? #1 thing you want to look out for when validating structural liquidity or your sweep is this. #1, it has to be V shaped. When I say V shaped, the V, it does like multiple candles coming together to form a V shape, just like this, right? Multiple candles coming together to form this V shape. Multiple candles come together to form this V shape, right? So it can't just be one candle or a week, right? You can't consider it your sweep or liquidity at all, right? But the same thing as the structural liquidity as well. It has to be either V-shaped or A-shaped, right? And it has to be multiple candles coming together like this to form a V-shape, multiple candles coming together like this to form an A-shape, right? And that is the first way to verify your liquidity or structural liquidity. Now, the second way to verify structural liquidity is by knowing the actual range, right? The range. That means it's you have to take your Fibonacci tool and you take it from the low or from the break of structure, the first break of structure to the low, right? So your structural liquidity must either be at the 50%, below the 50%, that is for buys, right? Must be either the 50%, very close to 50%, or at the 50%, or a little bit below the 50%, but it must not be too far away. Then it is no longer valid. Your structural liquidity must either be at the 50%, below the 50%, or very close to it. It must never be too far away, because that way it's not going to work. Right? So these are the things that, this is how you actually validate your structural liquidity and your sweeps, right? That's it. That's how you validate it. Now, to the next part is where price is coming from. You want to know where it's coming from and where it's likely going to. That means is that the discount zone on the higher time frame? Is it aligning? So that means, okay, now we have, let's assume we have a sell set up on the 15-minute time frame or 1 hour time frame, right? So now when I want to validate it, we want to know if you have a sell set up, that means it should be at the premium zone, right? Based off our basic market structure, right? Now this is a sell. This is a sell structure, right? This is a sell basic market structure, right? So if you're looking for sales, we should obviously be looking for sales around this area, right? We should obviously be looking for sales around this area here. This is the premium and this is the discount zone. So, but then if we see a sell setup here, if you see the type 1 setup here, obviously not. Most of the times it's actually not going to hold you, taking out, and price will actually eventually come back here to sell, right? So it's very, very dangerous to actually take trades like this from the zone or sells from a discount zone. So you always want to make sure that your setup actually aligns with the higher time frame structure, right? That is where price is coming from. And for buys as well, it's just the same thing, right? You should have let's assume this is the higher time frame buy structure, right? Buy structure, and your Fibonacci tool as well from the low to the high. Pretty much means this is the premium and this is a discount, right? You cannot look for buys here and you should not look for sells here. Just the same thing here, right? So that means if you see a buy setup here, you want to avoid it and wait for price to come to the discount area, right? So now how do you now use the down stop analysis to, form a setup and all of that? So coming to the markets on this particular day now, and we can obviously see the type 1 setup, which is this guy here. We can see a sweep of this low, and we can see this guy is expected to be protected. We can see a break of structure. We can see another break of structure, right? Then this is obviously the structural liquidity, which is the last low before your main low. If you're not familiar with structural liquidity, you can just check my previous video. It's a link below here, right? So we have this. So now that means this is type 1 setup, and this could just be our first setup now. And this is the first thing we want to look out for. Now the next thing is to validate it, right? We can see this is right series of candles coming together to form a V-shape liquidity. The same thing here as well, series of candles coming together to form a V-shaped liquidity. Now, the next thing is to validate the structural liquidity. That's the first way to validate it. The second way now is to use the Fibonacci tool. Now take the Fibonacci tool from this low, from the break of structure, right, to the low. From the break of structure to the low. Now you can see that this structural liquidity is below the 50%. Let me make the Fibonacci tool bigger, right? So you can see it's below the 50%, which validates this structural liquidity, right? That means the structural liquidity is valid. right? And for those of you that are probably asking for my Fibonacci tool settings, this is it right here. This is it. So you can take a screenshot or something, but this is the settings. You're welcome. So moving on, we've been able to see the first thing, which is the setup. Then we're able to validate it, the structural liquidity and the sweeps, right? This is valid, this is also valid. Now, where is price coming from? Now, remember this story here, So now we need to know where it is coming from now before we now, assume to take a trade directly from here. Before we assume to take a trade directly from here, we need to know where it is coming from. So this is a 1 hour time frame. That means we need to go to the 4 hour time frame, which is the next bigger time frame. So according to the 4 hour time frame, coming, I think we need to clear all of this. So according to 4 hour time frame, we can see that this is a break of structure. This is a break of structure, right? So that's a break of structure, and that means this low should be protected, because obviously we can also see a sweep right here. So that means this low to this high is a swing structure, right? From this low to this high, we take our Fibonacci tool from this low to this high, right? So that means this is a premium zone and this is discount zone. That this is a break of structure. This is a break of structure, right? So that's a break of structure, and that means this low should be protected, because obviously we can also see a sweep right here. So that means this low to this high is a swing structure, right? From this low to this high, we take our Fibonacci tool from this low to this high, right? So that means this is a premium zone and this is discount zone. And look at what we have now. So right now we know that our entry from the 1 hour time frame is currently at the premium zone, right? That means it doesn't align with our setup. Our setup doesn't align with the current structure. Now you see how we look for the setup first and went to the higher time frame. So we didn't go from the higher time frame to the lower time frame. Now we're going from the lower time frame to the higher time frame, right? So now we can see that it doesn't align with this higher time frame structure. So all you basically have to do is ignore this trade. You don't take the trade. That means if it doesn't align, then it's not a good trade, right? And what happens? What happened to it? Eventually, we can see that right now we can see that the setup failed, right? Even though there was a little whatever it is, but then it eventually failed. But now we know the reason why this actually failed, and we're going to learn from it. We know the reason why this particular setup failed, why they didn't hold. We know why they didn't hold, because it didn't align with the higher time frame structure, right? So that would have saved you from this unnecessary loss, right? So moving on now, you guys have to remember that we already know that this zone now is a discount zone, right? So we also know that whenever our trade fails, it is not about the setup or the patterns, because most of you just see this whole stuff as only patterns, right? And this is where putting it all together it actually makes it more sense, right? In the sense that now you're able to look out for these certain things, how to validate all of these things, then the higher time frame correlation, right? So now we can see that this is currently a discount zone according to the higher time frame. So that means this should be liquidity, right? That price has now taken out, right? That has now taken out. So now we can now see, what can we see again now? Now we can see the higher time frame correlation, right? So now we can see that this is currently a discount zone according to the higher time frame. So that means this should be liquidity, right? That price has now taken out, right? Has now taken out. So now we can now see, what can we see again now? Now we can see a sweep of this low, a break of structure, then another break of structure, right? Another break of structure, which is type 1, the type 1 setup, right? Sweep, break, another break, right? Which is type 1 setup, right? And the QMR comes next, right? The QMR comes next, right? So now you have the setup, the same setup that failed here is the same thing that we now have here, right? So that's the first thing, setup first, then validate it. Now we can see that this is also valid, like this is a V-shape liquidity that was swept. Just V-shape, it's not just a candle, unlike this guy here, because this is just a wick. This cannot be a structural liquidity, so you need to be. So, will this guy fail or not? This is number one, this is the discount zone, right? This is a discount zone, and it also aligns with our trade setup, which is the buy setup, right? Automatically, that means this should be a good trade, right? Let's go back to the 1 hour to see the result. And yes, price up directly into the zone, and boom, we have a very nice setup and a trade, right? So it's as simple as that, but verification of a lot of things are very important, right? And also looking out for the high probable setup, right? And I recall giving out a particular trade from here on my Telegram channel. I gave out a particular trade. Now we can see another setup here, right? We can see a sweep of this low. We can see price taking out this high, right? And we can see this guy has a structural liquidity, and this guy should be protected. So I recall giving out this trade on my Telegram channel, I think on Twitter as well. So now what can I see here? And the first thing first, I can see a structural, the sweep of this.
Yeah, I'm done watching the video, and the video was really nice, though I didn't get to like understand everything. You know, as I said, the first time I watched it, I was sleeping. I was half asleep and half awake. And now that I am fully myself, I've understood some part of the video. I'm still going to rewatch it after filming this video, right? But then this is the down to top. I was thinking it was a top down analysis, but then it is down to top analysis. So I'm going to rewatch the video, then I'll try to practice. Currently what I do is front test. I do front test, I don't back test, because I don't have a paid trading view. If my trading view was paid, I would have been back testing. But then there are some free apps where you can back test, but those apps, God, most of them are very frustrating. Like the ones I've come across, like I've come across 3, and honestly they are very frustrating. SNS2 gives free back testing, right? But then you can only use one time frame. You cannot go down from 4 hours to 1 hour, 1 hour to, once you're using 1 hour, you're using 1 hour. Once you're using 4 hours, you're using 4 hours. So for now, I'll just stick with my front testing as I do. Then with time, I could get a trading view and equally start back testing as well. So if you do not have money to pay for trading view just like me, then just stick with front testing. Just keep front testing. So as I said, I'm going to rewatch the video, and there's another video I was watching, which is, let me show you guys this. Oops, my network is out again, but it is the trading geek video, flip zone and supply and demand. I think I mentioned that earlier. I've gotten to understand flip zone. So thank you for watching this video. Hope you guys learned 1 or 2. I'll put the link to Dax channel on the description, so you can go and watch this full video I just watched. or you can start afresh from his first videos. If you've not come across his videos at all, I would advise you start from the first video to the most recent one you just posted, right? And at the same time, his channel are for advanced traders, not for beginners. If you're a beginner, you'll get stuck. The only thing you might understand as a beginner there is how he explained market structure. Those are the things, yeah. So then if you are like a beginner, it's not be easy to understand. But then if you're a beginner of my level, right, it's very easy for you to understand. So yeah, I think I've come to the end of this video. These were a few things I was able to jot down. I didn't jot down much, actually. Maybe when I'm watching the video, I would still jot down some things. Then I want to write down my goals, right? I want to write down my goals, but not on this book. I'm writing it down on another book. So this is where I'll be writing down my goals, but then I'll be writing it in the center because I would love to tear it out. Whenever I do my scripting, most times I tear out the sheets where I do my scripting after penning it down. Then I just keep it somewhere in my house, either in one of my handbags or just anywhere safe in the house. And what I do after scripting is I take the paper where I write the things on and I read it to myself in the morning. At night, so I read it to myself. Then while reading it to myself, I am visualizing myself in that state, like being that person that I am writing down. Like I am visualizing myself now, like I am already that person that I am writing down about, visualizing how happy I am, feeling the vibration, feeling the joy, feeling like whatever it is I'm writing, right? Just feeling that moment, like being in that moment, just like me trying to be my future self. So that's what I do. Then after that, I just go, then I drop back the paper and I go about my day. Most times I do it just once in a day, but some people tell you you can do it in the morning and you can do it at night, but sometimes I just forget and I do it once in a day. Then sometimes I just do it like 1 week, then I forget about it. Then I keep doing my normal stuff, and after that, after some time, maybe when I am going through my bag, or maybe I want to carry that bag out, you know, after not carrying the bag for a long time because I have a couple of bags, right? So maybe when I pick up that bag to carry out, I'll check it and I see a paper where I scripted some things. Then when I read them out, it will then turn out that out of those things I wrote, like at least 5, 7 have, you know, come to pass. Even my phone, I scripted and manifested. That's a manifested. I'm not speaking like a Ghanaian. So I scripted and manifested this my phone. I manifested this laptop. I've manifested a lot of things in my life. Actually, I actually manifested this my face that's looking clear now. It was very, very rough at the time. Damn, it was very, very rough. Break out a lot. And yeah, I've just manifested a lot of things. If I sit down and start calculating or start thinking, recalling things I've manifested, though there are some things that I've scripted that haven't come to pass yet, but then things that came to pass are more than things that didn't come to pass, or is yet, not that didn't come, they are going to come to pass, but they are still on their way, right? You know, a few might take a little time before they manifest, right? And then again, there's another beautiful thing I manifested I wanted to say. It has kept, okay, I manifested losing this weight. I used to be very slim anyway. Then all of a sudden, you know, slim girls, they are not always comfortable. They want to add. I was like, I want to add. I manifested adding weight and I added weight. I'm going to show you guys a picture of myself when I added weight. Then when I added weight, I became so uncomfortable with it, right? Then I manifested reducing back, and now I have reduced and I'm so in love and happy with my new body, right? Then aside from that, it is not just about you manifesting, you know. When you script, when you visualize, right, you have to put in the action, you have to put in the work. When you put in the work, that's when the whole thing comes together. And this week I actually manifested money this week. I don't tell you guys the amount, but it was a reasonable amount. Like, the money just came out of the random. It just came, like, I was on YouTube, I was just scrolling, then I saw this, you know, all these do they call it subliminals, like all these musics where they will tell you manifest blah blah blah. So that music will be singing, and like what it will be singing is like, oh, money comes to me easily, money comes to me fast, when money comes to me last, you know, like different things about money. Then I was feeling in the moment, feeling like, yeah, money comes to me randomly from expected and unexpected places. Though on a normal, I do say that to myself, but I think after listening to that music, so it's not up to how many days, I randomly just received 100k from someone, like unexpectedly. Like, you know, we're just talking, want to, like, you know, just sent me. So manifestation really works, like it works. And it's been a long time since I stopped doing this. I want to resume, and now that I'm resuming, there is no going back, babes. So yeah, thank you for watching this video. I wish I could show you guys what I'll be writing down, but you know what I'll be writing down is personal. It's not something I can share. So maybe until they start playing out, then I might now discuss it in one of my videos. But aside from that, is a secret between me and the universe, right? Because how I script, I do write dear universe, then I write down things I want to write. Depends on what you want to write. But then if you do not know anything about manifesting or the manifestation, there is a particular YouTuber that I started watching her videos. Like she was the person I learned how to script from, right? She was the person I learned. Like, I started watching her videos before she even blew up, right? So I'm going to link her on the description so you can watch too and go and learn how to manifest, script, visualize, and all of that. So yeah, I've come to the end of today's video. Hope you enjoyed watching this video. Thank you guys for watching. I really do love you guys. Please do not forget to turn on the notification bell so whenever I post, you'll be among the first to see. If you've not subscribed, please do subscribe. Like this video, drop a comment in the comment section if there's any advice you have for me, if there is any recommendation. And yes, before I forget, I am thinking of becoming active on Twitter. Like, that app is one app that I literally know nothing about. I do not know how to navigate the app. I literally don't even know how to search for things. You know, when things are trending, going viral, people would say that it's on Twitter. I can't check Twitter. When I go to Twitter, I never see it because I don't know how to navigate the app. I actually opened the Twitter account for the longest time, but nothing. But I want to become active on Twitter, and you guys can follow me on Twitter. My name there is pepianacoco. I literally do not have a post on my Twitter account, right? So I opened that Twitter when I was doing crypto very well, and airdrops and all, you know. Some people would tell you go to Twitter, like, and all those things. So that was why I opened that Twitter account. But then I want to become active on it very soon, so please, you can follow me there, pepianacoco. I'm going to be sharing a lot there, and I'm going to be sharing my setups too in that place, you know, talks, answering your questions. Then on my Instagram handle, so you can follow me on my Instagram handle. At least I'm more active there. I have my pictures and I have some videos there. My name on Instagram too is pepianacoco. Like, almost all my social media handles are pepianacoco. Once you just go to any social media handle, and if you want to see if I am active there, you type down pepianacoco, the same name I have on my YouTube channel. And if it doesn't pop up, then I am not active on that social media platform. So yeah, once more, thank you guys for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I love you guys. Bye.